My dad always says I shouldn't worry about him, and he appreciates everything I do. But at the same time, it's like, I gotta worry about you. You worry about me, I gotta worry about you. And so I'm just trying to make sure that I can help in any way I can, because for a long time I feel like my dad did a lot of the real dirty work, as I was, you know, his only child, and for a long time it was just me and him, so he was doing a lot of the grub and grunt work.
We originally became homeless because we were staying with Winter's family and trying to save up the money to get our own place. I was working a little bit, and she started stripping so we could save money, and her family found out and filed false police reports to immediately get us off the property. The case was thrown out of court, but we were already off the property, so we couldn't get back on for like 2 weeks before court. We were already homeless. When we could get back there to try to get our stuff, everything was wrecked in the middle of the yard.
I was served by the sheriff at 9 a.m. I got a pounded knock on my door. I've never heard anyone knock that loud in my life. I answered it topless, and it turned out to be a sheriff. I asked if I could put my shirt on before he served me or finished explaining the details. He said no, so I had to stand there without my top on and go over the details, which was literally I had 5 minutes to get my stuff and leave. And so I was trying to talk to him to make a plan because I have animals, and the sheriff quickly redirected me from that and basically told me to get my toothbrush and my keys and get the fuck out of there.
They didn't serve any paperwork on me for a couple days. I was going back and getting all of our stuff off the property, and when I was in the middle of loading stuff into the van, and all of a sudden 2 officers walk up to me, and one of them pulled his gun and like told me to put my hands in the air and asked if I was Zach, and I'm like, yeah, and they searched my pockets, searched me all together, and I'm like, what's going on here? Winter and I have been homeless for almost 18 months now, between like 4 different properties.
And I've been homeless for coming up to a whole year now.
So I went into the storage company that we were using, trying not to lose my stuff, trying to make some kind of arrangements, and the guy in the office there said, you know, you really wanted to help me out. So I just kind of threw out there that if he had any maintenance work, you know, I've done lots of garage door work and lots of other construction stuff, and he said, yeah, actually I've got quite a bit. So I worked for him for a few months, and then our situation for where we were parking trailers before was really, really bad, and he gave me permission to move on to this storage lot that we're on right now, which isn't set up for trailers or anything like that. It's not supposed to be lived on. And, you know, we've been here for 9 months now, and it's way past not supposed to be here, and the health department knows we're here and they want us gone. We had to build a dock because this flood's so bad.
Some mornings you can't even use the sink because it freezes.
Yeah,
we've got
all these water jugs back here so we can fill them full of water ahead of time, so we've got water for the dogs and just rinsing dishes out and cooking with, but you can't drink any of that, so we don't have them.
Yeah. Would you like me to clean first?
And this is Bryson's trailer inside. His gets the better electricity than anybody else's, so you know he's able to keep warm in here. But as you can see from the roof and stuff over here, it's in pretty bad shape, and the outside is pretty bad. With trailers like these, we can't even go to like state parks when they're open or get lots in trailer parks because they have rules for how they look and how new they are.
I mean, our situation is bad, but if you drive around the Capitol in Olympia, you can see that there are people living with no power, no heat, no nothing, no mini fridges.
It's just, we're so close to having a place of our own, and at the same time, we're so close to being in a homeless tent, you know, like we've seen on the side of the road everywhere. I work through the maintenance company for the storage units, and when they don't have stuff for us, I've been able to find a few customers that wanted a lot of work done. We've been keeping busy on the side too. So between those, we work every day, and you know, we work full time, When you're living like this, homeless, it's just so much more expensive to do anything. We don't have a washer and dryer. We don't have a place to wash our clothes. We have to go to the laundromat, and to do that, we have to take time out of our work day, which costs us money, and then we have to pay to do the laundry if we're lucky enough to go on a day that there's a washer and dryer available, because they're so full. You know, a lot of times you'll see homeless camps that have blankets and clothes and stuff just thrown out. And it's because it costs so much to wash them. To wash a blanket at the laundromat is like $15 or $16, and it takes 2 hours out of your day, when you can just go to Goodwill and buy one for $4. We don't have good ways to store food or cook here. Everything has to be microwavable. You know, we have to buy our food every day pretty much because we don't have any way to store it. You can't buy good foods that you know, like wholesome foods.
Mainly processed.
Yeah.
Not hearty or whole stuff. If anything, it's, you know, it comes in a can.
Yeah, or it's like a deli meal or something like
Right.
that. You wouldn't believe how many things in your life will change when you don't have a physical address. You know, we can't vote. We can't get mail. We're lucky enough once in a while to get mail at my work's office. Otherwise, I have to have it sent to my mom's, and that's a 3-hour drive round trip to get mail.
Can't get a bank account.
I was injured last year on the job and had an L&I claim. I never got my check from L&I because it came certified mail and they didn't say what it was, and I could never get down there during business hours because I needed to work and didn't know what that letter was, so I never got it. We can't get bank accounts here because we don't have an address. We can't get a lot of funding because we don't have an address.
Can't donate blood if you don't have an
Right.
address.
Can't even sell our blood because we don't have an address. But really, the reason for the GoFundMe overall is just that, like, we can afford to rent to own a place. We pay more than we would to rent to own a place just to survive homeless. So there's no way to save up for even moving costs to a rental, let alone a down payment on something. Like, literally, the help from the GoFundMe will make it so we can own a property that we can afford to pay for.
We have a blue trailer that was gifted to us for free, and Zach went ahead and fixed it up. So it's a really cute little retro trailer, and if we actually had a property, we could go ahead and make that a more a regular thing where we could actually help people with transitional or emergency housing. I mean, it's not much, but you can cook in it. There's a little shower, there's a bathroom, there's 2 beds in it, it's got a table.
Yeah, and if we can give other people the opportunity to not be in the situation we're in now, it's easier to get themselves back on their feet.